All right, guys, get your jetpacks, get your helmets. We're going to the moon with GME. We're talking about GameStop today, guys, and Wall Street Bets, the Reddit channel that has been blowing up the stock today. And I'm excited because I enjoyed following this news story today. D is our personal financier expert. He's going to help us out with all the definitions. And Hank's just along for the ride, but he loves news. So
I sure do.
Here we go. Quick summary. Basically, major hedge funds and a lot of individual finance experts, hedge fund managers have been shorting GameStop, the stock recently, because gaming is a dying market, and when it comes to physical discs and trading and brick and mortar stores, GameStop is literally a dying breed of a industry, and that's why it had a major short position on it. But the 2 million Reddit channel users called Wall Street Bets decided they wanted to give them a run for their money. So they just said, everybody buy GameStop, and it's actually working. They got the White House press secretary to make a comment on it. They got CNBC to make a comment on it. They got the SEC to make a comment on it. And I don't know about you guys, but I am just really, really impressed that 2 million nerds, essentially, and gamer kids could cause this much chaos in the market, in the stock market. But also, I think it's a big marker to show that, this information is public. And when what do I want to say? When you're able to beat somebody at their own game, it's interesting how, the government and Wall Street responds. TD Ameritrade shut down their platform only on their app. You could still use it on your computer, but they shut it down on their app, and they did not take any GME trades after 1 p.m. Eastern time. So that's just, it's all crazy to me. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I'll let you summarize, D, a little more in depth.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to kind of start from the very beginning of this, and I'm also going to look at it from the perspective of the investor, and I'm going to look at it from the perspective of the actual person that's shorting the actual stock.
Sure.
All right. So this all started a few days ago. Typically, it was right around the time where they actually announced that GameStop had a new CEO.
Yes.
And so what happened with this was the CEO came in, and normally what happens with stocks is once a new CEO comes in and they make a tweet or something like that, the price of the stock begins to rise. It will begin to shoot up. So from a person that was short the stock would think, okay, they didn't implement anything to actually change GameStop. They didn't work on the infrastructure. It didn't do anything. So that means that this rise is going to come down. So in the hedge fund manager's mind, they thought, okay, so if I could short this, and I know it's going to go down because they haven't changed the actual infrastructure, I can make a bit more money. But
yeah, and just for the record, we're talking dollars here. I think it was trading at 40, and maybe when Georgie Sherman came in, it went up to 60. So I mean, it wasn't a big short.
Right. Yeah, but they were expecting it to go back down, and they were just wrong. Do you all know how the shorting thing works?
Yeah, give us the rundown for the viewers at home.
All right, got you. All right, so I'm actually just going to give you an example. All right, so let's say that Marc wants to buy some pizza on Amazon. It's $10. But Amazon has this thing set up where it's they could basically, how do I word this? All right, so Amazon takes the price of the actual pizza, plus they actually have some money extra just in case if it costs a little bit more or a little bit less. They kind of have that fluctuation side. So
Postmates charges you a little more than the actual price of the food, just in case of tax or anything crazy.
Right, exactly. See, you are on point today. You're on fire right now, Marc. All right, so in this particular case where it is, so what the person that's shorting the stock is, they're hoping that they will purchase this pizza for $10, and then they go to the store and then they find out that it is $9. And if that is the situation, then that means that they actually saved $1. If that makes sense to you guys.
They saved $1 by going to the grocery store.
Correct. Now, the opposite has occurred where they bought the pizza from Amazon for $10. And by the time that they actually go into the grocery store, the pizza is now worth $310. So that means that they have to owe them an extra $300. But that's only one share. Imagine if you bought 50 shares at $10, then to go in there and find out that you have to pay extra $300 on each of them.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on right now.
I mean, I genuinely feel bad for George Sherman. You know, he was the CEO of Verizon. You know, he had a good gig. Like he didn't have he didn't have to take the GameStop gig. You know, I'm sure he's just going to try to do his best. He can't really do anything with all the money he has now because he knows that it's coming from a volatile place. But I, for one, have never been so proud to be a gamer and be someone who like enjoys the internet, because it's literally beating Wall Street at their own game.
Yeah, 100%. And people are going to owe millions and billions of dollars over this. Shorted that stock.
Billions, and
it's their fault.
And a big problem too, just because I've been on the channel for a few months, is that the guys who initially shorted the stock, they were so adamant. They said GameStop sucks. GameStop is overvalued. You need to short it because it's financially responsible to do so. And the will of a few people changed that. And that to me is the definition of the stock market. And, you know, whether you like it or hate it, some people hate it for that reason, which is fine. That is one of the markers of America was built on. And I just think if something happens, if the government does something or the SEC does something to stop that, then I'll be really disappointed, because that means that they only serve one type of person. And that's not Americans, that's corporations.
Yeah, but that's how it always been. Unfortunately.
I understand, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be happy about it.
That's fair. All right, what's your thought about this, Tank?
So I wanted to go ahead and piggyback off of Mark when he said, what was it?
On their app, a glitch unexpectedly. But after 1 p.m., they didn't even accept GME. Specifically,
the whole time when I sent you guys this, when I sent this grinning from ear to ear, hearing all this information. Now you're billions and billions,
right?
And a big thing too is that people keep saying like it's volatile, it's gonna go down, blah blah blah. But I don't think that's the point. The point, I mean, we've talked about this on the cast before. The stock market is, nobody realizes that, you know, it's not gambling, but it is gambling to a certain extent. Or, you know, whether that be like an expert who does your advisor, it's really just someone saying.
All right, go ahead, Mark.
I also have to. I mean, the big turning point for me was when I read their CNBC put out an article. We'll link it in the description, but they basically alluded to the fact that what's going on is only a small percentage of the population, and you know, you shouldn't buy this stock, and you shouldn't, you know, fall to the temptation essentially to make a quick buck is what they said. And while that was happening, the hedge fund managers were literally we're shorting the stock again, thinking that people weren't going to buy it. So when I saw, like, the craziest thing to me is that since the trading day is over, they actually shorted the stock more. So they literally shorted the stock that doesn't exist. They shorted it over 292% of the actual market cap.
Right. So
they literally don't trust people. I just like, I don't have they're trying to bank that the media is going to convince people not to do something or to sell something. And it's just it's very, it's so sad, and it it can make you angry. It can make you feel a lot of things, but like you said, don't mess with Reddit.
Don't, because if you look at it, even if whatever they're trying to do, Reddit isn't gonna combat them. And I feel like with the more people that they have and the larger numbers, because of news and media constantly tracking this, Wall Street bets it's gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
It literally went from 2 million people at 6 a.m. today to 3 million people in one day.
Look at that.
Wow.
1 million people joined the Reddit page in a day. And now it's actually private because of the SEC. The Reddit page is private because of the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Look at that.
Insane. Insane world, dude. What a time to be alive.
And you know what's funny? When before they even went private, they were already the folks on there were already talking about going private.
Yeah.
Just I guess to like combat against these guys from shortening the stocks.
Yeah, there was a lot of the shorting stock conversation in terms of GameStop has been happening for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean now, people are they literally have chats of all the I sent you guys a photo today of all the other stocks that are overly shorted, like AMC is a particular one, Nokia, BlackBerry, which we've talked about before on the cast. And those are actually stocks in which people could keep for a significant amount of time. And if they do keep, that's money that AMC needs, to survive, essentially. And that's money that BlackBerry could use to, develop a new technology and become relevant again, So I do think it can help to a certain degree if people, truly believe in these companies.
I'm gonna send you guys something, and D, can you explain this? Because it looks like this man just literally became a millionaire overnight.
Are you talking about the Reddit user?
Yeah, that one Reddit user that shows that he gets like the value of like about $47 million.
Yeah, so he basically started it all about 6 months ago. I believe it's under fucking valued or something like that.
Yeah.
He put his whole life savings into GameStop because he believed in GameStop. He loved GameStop as a kid. He was a gamer. It was about 50 grand cash. It was trading at $30, and he was on Wall Street Bets. He posted it, and today he got paid.
There was another person that during the whole shorting situation in Reddit, a guy invested in, he basically put in $770,000 into GameStop stock. And now after all of this is pretty much, now at the end of the day, he's at $13 million.
Look at that.
Yeah. So people are making fortunes from this part.
Yeah, they are.
And since we brought that up, I think it's important to also talk about the dangers.
Yes.
Obviously, don't invest if you don't believe in yourself. But I always say have an out price. People always say they want to make money, but if you don't know what it's for, then what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, well, as far as Western civilization, we kind of like the gambling aspect of investing, which that's never really the best practice of investing at all. You should never try to do something to try to gamble for a quick come up, because it doesn't work all the time.
Right.
People will call it a bad strategy because it's not sustainable, but you can live life. And that is going to be the downfall of what's going to happen to GameStop, I feel like, eventually. Because that price is going to just fall back down.
Well, I wanted that's what I kind of sort of was focused on thinking about today is, is there actually value in GameStop? And do you guys believe that? I'm not saying the value it is now, but do you think it's a company worth saving, or do you think it's going to eventually be a product of the past?
To be honest, I'm not. I'll go ahead, Tank.
I was gonna say, to me personally, I feel like it's gonna be a product of the past.
Yeah.
D.
Sad to
With
think.
me, I don't know. I never calculated the risk or anything of the actual investment. I never looked into the company, so I don't know. Maybe I know that the CEO he wants to take an all digital approach, which is pretty smart, but I don't know if that's going to save it or not. I just don't know, unfortunately.
What about just like your personal experiences with it? Because I mean, even when I was little, like GameStop was the last place I wanted to go just because of how much they gave for trades. You know, they usually would never have discounts or sales, and it never was helpful to me. But you know, there were a few instances when it came through. I would much rather see, like I said, like a company like BlackBerry or Nokia or AMC, you know, take their big market cap and you know, do something good and invest it in some new technology.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never really a big fan of GameStop. Well, I was one time when I had to sell my PlayStation when I was impoverished. And I got like an extra like $150 for like some deal that they had. So they came
Nice.
through when I really, really needed it.
All right, there you go.
But yeah, I guess they're okay. Once they got a new CEO, hopefully that's good. They're gonna be in a new direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who knows? I feel like no one really knows what a company is going to do in the future. We could speculate all we want, but we're not going to know.
100%.
One thing I want to say was there is now that GameStop is getting all this extra funding, I'm just wondering if they do go all digital, but with the remainder of the brick and mortar stores, will they go back to their old ideas of rental? Because I think it was like about a year and a
Like
half, 2 years ago.
GameFly strategy.
2 years ago, it was the greatest idea that they could even had to begin with, which was you could rent out the used games, and if you like said used games, you pay the price on it. You rent out the game for whatever price, and then if you liked it, you wanted to keep it. Well, now it's yours. You just pay, your remaining balance, and that was the idea. But the problem was they didn't have a system in place to track the rentals. So this whole rental strategy only lasted about a month. It only lasted about a month or two, because one thing they did not expect was a huge demand of this. So I'm wondering now, with this extra money that they're getting, can they get a new system in place and bring back the rental, which will help out? It did bring in a lot of people. They just didn't have the system to help with it.
Right.
So could be something, not just by going all digital, by selling digital codes, or selling by selling where all online, building a better user interface, something that's more protected, more user friendly, but also updating the storage systems to handle rentals. Because to be honest, if you live literally a walking distance, or even like within a 5-10 minute drive from a GameStop, why wouldn't you go in there and rent a game versus buying one?
Right. And I think it's also like, they can set it up like a library with a Dropbox, or they can, take a Netflix approach, and, you can drop it off or you can mail it back. You have the option to get into the subscription. I mean, I remember paying $15 a year for that GameStop like Pro Plus account. We got like we used to get some magazine. Remember the physical magazine?
Game Informer.
Yeah. And then
I remember.
digital. Like, that's the perfect model to just, you charge people $10 a month, you get one free game, and you get some newsletter that's like exclusive with like codes and stuff, and you're in. Look at us, we're turning around GameStop already.
Right.
Yeah, they closed the GameStop by me.
Yeah, mine is we had three in town, and now we only have two.
Wow.
But it's kind of weird, because sometimes one GameStop will have one game and then the other one won't. Or sometimes the other one will have 8 copies and the other one will have 0. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, let's see after this. Like, my thing is, how long you guys think this is gonna last? Like, how long you think Wall Street Bets is really gonna beat these hedge fund managers and all these other guys like into a corner?
I think they have a responsibility to do it one stock at a time. I think today it was GameStop because of I don't think it would have been in the press and in the papers as much if they hadn't shorted it so much.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Even if you look at AMC short position, how much they're shorting it. I like the movies. Like, I think AMC can come back. Like, I don't think it should be shorted at all. But
yeah,
if you're gonna short it, then they don't short it to the position because AMC, they couldn't foresee a pandemic. But when movies come back, okay, movies are $6 again. Boom, people are going to the movies again. I still think AMC could, recover somehow. But
Yeah.
because they overshorted it and because Wall Street Bets took advantage of that, I think that's why it's getting so much press, is because they never thought anybody was going to call their bluff. I think you're going to see it happen, but it's going to happen like a lot behind the scenes.
And right now I'm on Robinhood right now looking at AMC, and their stock price is at $14.61.
Yeah, and it's also going down. Another note is that it's going down in after hours trading because hedge fund managers and Wall Street execs are allowed to trade in aftermarket, but we as individual investors are not. So they are shorting the crap out of it, hoping that people forget about it and sell it tomorrow when it goes up a little bit, which is also dangerous on their end. But see, that's what I'm saying. They don't learn from their mistake. You just like let it go.
Because I'm looking at this, and right now it's showing me that 8 analyst ratings, 0%, as in 0% buy, 63% hold, and 38% sell. So in my head, they're telling us like, don't buy this. But I feel like
who's those analysts, baby? Are they from Wall Street Bets? I don't think so.
So in my head, I'm thinking, if Wall Street Bets are gonna be like, AMC, we're gonna buy it. I'm thinking maybe I should buy a few AMC stocks and see how high this baby goes.
What do you got to lose?
I know, right?
Why not?
It's just a meal, maybe a couple meals. I might put like $55 in this and then see if I turn those $55 into $1,000.
If you bought it in January, if you bought it at the beginning of January, Tank, at New Year's Day, right? It was $2 and a penny. You would have made 700% already.
Sure.
Look at that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. January 4th, 2021, it was $2 and a penny. And now it's at $14. It's at where are you at? It's at $14.61. And if they're gonna make this sucker blow up like they did with GameStop, go put all my money in this and then cash out.
But that could also be a problem as well. That I actually want to throw out for the people that are listening right now.
Yeah,
you
please
could probably think that you're trying to go, beat it, but you don't know what the changes that Ameritrade, Fidelity, or all these other places are going to do.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they infiltrated Reddit to know what's going to go on next.
This is what I think is going to happen. They will let you buy the stock all you want, all day, right? But I think something's going to happen when it comes to selling it. They're not going to let you sell it at a certain price or at a certain time, or you have to hold it for a certain amount of time, and that's how they're going to get people.
Mm-hmm.
But like Tank said, if you believe in AMC, if you believe in the movies, if you like going to the movies, then buy it. It's going to go up, or it's going to at least be sustainable.
Yeah, might give AMC another chance because even before COVID, AMC was already going down. They were losing. They were already losing consumers coming in.
Big.
They were removing, movies that you could probably risk, like movies that weren't big. But then they were removing those and replacing more and more studios with, of course, blockbuster hits, be it superhero movies or whatever, or the next Fast and the Furious. And those are the only times. But even those peak hours, it was still dropping. Attendance to movie theaters kept dropping, and when COVID hit, that was it. And then Movie Pass didn't even save them. They believed that maybe if we do Movie Pass, it could help, but then they noticed they were taking more of a loss on Movie Pass.
Right, but AMC Stubs, I thought was the best out of the Regal one, and I think Lamel had one. I don't know if you guys. United Artists had one, or UA had one too. So, I think they had the best model, but also like it was just, I don't know, it's hard to say.
And to be honest, I truly don't want the movie experience to go away.
Of course, me neither.
And that's to just be honest. Like, I love going to the movies too. Like, yeah, it's like a little kick in the balls when you're like, $55. It's just two of us,
Right.
But
it's also, you know what? It's also something I think to talk about, and like it brings people together. Be like, can you believe I spent $55 at the movies for two people? And you're like, yeah, man, it's crazy. Now it's gonna be like, can you believe I spent $20 at the movies? I saw 5 movies. And you're gonna be like, yeah, man, it's crazy. Remember that Reddit thing that happened in January?
Yeah,
right.
No, 100%.
So, yeah. But okay, here's my last question. We'll keep it a short one.
Shoot.
If you guys had to invest $1,000, you only can pick one tonight. Are you picking GameStop? Are you picking AMC? Are you picking Nokia? Are you picking BlackBerry? Some other one?
I'll let Tank go first.
Oh man, you would let me go first. Give me one moment. So
all right, well,
when it comes,
okay, go ahead.
Okay, when it comes to like, if I had $1,000 to invest, I think the one that could probably last a bit longer, this is just personally, will be Nokia.
Interesting.
Yes,
Why do you say that?
For one, the memes of Nokia phones. 2, I think Nokia still.
Oh my god! Just for the
themselves. Bro, that's what this was all about. They're calling these memes. What they call it? Meme stocks or whatever.
Meme stock, baby.
That's what all this is about. So
I hate Americans. No, go ahead.
You American too, brother.
Americans.
Americans just gave $38 billion back to the people.
Yeah. I would say Nokia just because I feel like they already been struggling. They already been bought and sold several occasions. And I'm pretty sure they got something up their sleeves to help them come back out again and be known again. But the only thing holding them back is finance.
I like that optimistic take, Tank. And I also agree that like you don't know what they're working on R&D wise. So you're right. They could have something cool up their sleeve. Also at $5.93, yeah, you can get in for a little bit if you don't have a lot.
True. All right, Nokia, here I come. Open up Robin
Here
Hood.
yours.
Well, for me, I'm choosing none of them, so that's kind of my choice.
Why? What are you gonna do? You're holding the cash?
But with an extra $1,000, I would just put that on my credit card.
I see.
Oh man.
Like you asking a long-term investor to choose between like some temporary things. I'm gonna go with paying off something.
Okay, I respect that.
I'm sure it's a good gamble, but that's not me as an investor.
Okay, I respect that.
But I won't stop anybody's fun. I'll just say go for it.
I see.
Question.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's say I did buy a shit ton of stocks for GameStop and I was in the thousands.
Okay.
Thousands or possibly millions. And I wanted to cash out. How much am I looking at paying for taxes?
Oh, that is a great question. The question
you have to pay 50% of whatever you made. If you
50%. God.
I mean, you have to set aside. They're not going to come after you, but it's a short term. Yeah, if it's a short term stock, that's capital gains, right?
Yeah. Well, if it's a year or longer, then it will fall under the capital gains tax. But let's say that you traded off and you didn't take a year and a day, you're gonna have to pay it at your tax rate. So if your tax rate is 40% or 23 or whatever, that's how much you're gonna have to pay. Unless you hold it a year and a day, and then it will be. Then it can either go from 20, 15, or I believe it's going to be 0, 15, or 20%, depending on what your income is.
Okay.
That's only if you hold it a year plus a day.
366 days.
Yeah, I don't see these guys holding.
It's not gonna lie. But if you do buy GameStop, at least wait till Friday because that's when all the margin calls come in.
I wonder how those calls are gonna go. Man, I'm hoping somebody releases a recording of the call and just seeing these hedge fund managers flip their shit.
Dude, they have absolutely zero choice, and they continue to engage in the same behavior. That's insanity.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're probably taking hand models to Sweden on the weekend. So
right.
They could afford to lose a few $1 million. And that's the crazy thing is like you could lose you can like get a job as a hedge fund manager. Somebody gives you $100 billion, you lose half of it, you get fired, they bring in someone else, and you can just go be a hedge fund manager somewhere else. And they'll just be like, okay, start with 10 billion this time. Don't be so crazy.
Right. The thing is, people are giving the Redditors, shit for what they're doing, but on the other hand, hedge fund managers, they gamble with other people's money all the time, but yet nobody wants to call them out on their stuff.
Right. So I would much rather lose $500 on some guy on the internet shitty stock pick than lose my life savings to somebody who I never met and was doing crazy things with my money I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, well, when can we get this out? I hope this stays. I hope this
I think we're gonna have to put this out today.
Yeah, we're definitely have to put this out today. Well, most likely tomorrow. So we're gonna have to take this. Will definitely be going out tomorrow. And that since tomorrow's Thursday, I think we should try to do another recording, possibly Friday. If we hear any news on
maybe a little bonus episode, I'm down. Let's wrap this one. Let's wrap this one up. Do you want to take it away?
No, I think you should take this away.
Ooh, start and end.
All right. Well, yeah.
Welcome to the moon, folks. We made it. You can now unfasten your seatbelts. And when you get off at the terminal, just remember to shop by your local GameStop, pick up a Nokia phone, pick up a BlackBerry, and have a good time exploring your moon with all those gains you got. This has been Incompetent Nerds, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Incompetent Nerds is sponsored by Shop Valerio, an online watch and sunglasses provider for men and women that ships worldwide. Use code MARC25 at checkout for 25% off your order. That's shopvalerio.com, shopvalerio.com, and use code MARC25, that's MARC.25 at checkout. Thanks for listening.